Hola. Hey guys, what is going on, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode 134. You can probably guess what I was doing last night, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. It's a special in-depth look at the save today, the official season finale, if you will, after what was one of the most dramatic season finales to a league season I've ever played, where Roma were crowned champions after beating Frosinone thanks to a very late winning goal by Zaniolo on the final day. I've just simulated through the calendar, and we are now into the 2nd of June, so all the European finals have been played now, as would have every other final league game in the season. So today what we've got in a special look at the save is one final look at the Roma side, a look at the top scorers, assists, clean sheets charts in the Serie A, and of course what went on around the world as well. So yeah, loads of stuff to get through today. Let's just get straight to it. And we shall recap with what happened in the very last episode, where, as you could see, after our late 2-1 victory against Frosinone, where Zaniolo, Tony and Donnarumma were the heroes of that late win there, Roma were crowned champions after Juve pushed us every step of the way, including a 4-1 victory away in Naples on match day 38. We win the Serie A title with 99 points, just like last year, only lost once all season long. Once again, it was against Bologna, but this time we were crowned champions by a single point. 97 goals scored in the season. I can't remember the last time I had a season where I scored that many goals. We had the best offensive record, the best defensive record, lost fewer games than anyone else, had the best goal difference, and ended up with more points than anyone else, hence why we were crowned champions. So Juve second, Inter third. Lazio did pip Napoli to 4th place in the end to claim the final Champions League spot. Napoli and Fiorentina will go into the Europa League. Milan, talk about Milan real briefly. They were the closest team to us for quite a while in the title race, but after we signed Donnarumma, they went into free fall and ended up finishing in 8th place. Extraordinary end to the season for Milan. And down the bottom of the table as well, the relegated teams were Frosinone, Parma and Chievo Verona as well. Of course, we also won the Supercoppa by beating Juve on penalties in the worst penalty shootout of all time at the start of the season, and we won the Coppa Italia as well. So technically, you could call it a domestic treble, but let's be honest here, it's a domestic double for Roma this season. But either way, great campaign in the league and the cup for Roma this year. And as for the top scorers, assists and clean sheets chart, we'll move on to that straight away. Or as you can see, Ivan Toney picked up his 4th consecutive golden boot in a major European league. Back-to-back in the Premier League and now back-to-back in the Serie A. And he was one goal away from having his second 40-plus goal season in 4 years. Absolutely unbelievable season for Tony. 1 goal away. That is so unlucky. But either way, wins the golden boot. 8 clear of Oyarzabal. And you see Shalov in 3rd as well. We also had Orsolini and Zaniolo with 12 each in the top 25 as well, along with Keane managing to get to 10 as well. Tony was also the top assist maker in the Serie A as well. He really elevated his game this year with goals and assists too, with 24 assists in 37 games. Quite extraordinary. And Orsolini as well was right behind him with 21. Extraordinarily, 45 out of 97 goals were assisted by Ivan or Ricardo. Gedson also reached double digits this season in the top 10 with 10 assists. And we had a couple more that we sure had 8 this year. He kind of slowed down a little after a red hot start. And Keane, Zaniola and Tonali also had 7 each. And Pau Lopez was on course to win the Golden Glove before we sold him back to his native country, Spain. But Gigi Donnarumma wins the Golden Glove. Might not have kept a clean sheet on the final day, but either way, what a performance he had in many games for us since signing, including on the final day. 21 clean sheets in 38 games. He is the Golden Glove winner this season. So now we're going to move on to one final run through of the squad for Season 6 and our second year at the Stadio Olimpico, picking out some individual players and discussing them real briefly, beginning with Donnarumma, replacing Pau Lopez with Gigi. It was tough to say goodbye to the veteran Spaniard, but I think after that save on the final day, that is going to go down as the greatest save in any of my career mode saves ever. It was just remarkable. I'm so glad we signed Donnarumma. What a season he had since coming in. Maybe not a good clean sheet to game ratio, as good as Paul Lopez, but either way, that heroic save on the final day, I'll never forget that. Ollie Shaw this season, more assists than last year, 9 in 40 in total, so just under 1 in every 4 games for Shaw, alongside 23 clean sheets in 40 games as well. Defensively this season, Shaw's an absolute monster and did get a few more assists than last season as well, though he did slow down a little bit towards the end of the campaign after a red hot start this season. But great to see his physicals improving still. Acceleration out to 66, sprint speed 98. It's so annoying that the sprint speed is outgrowing the acceleration, because that's the weaker of the two stats there. But his technical stats growing too. 88 overall, 22 years old, surely one of, if not the best left back in the world. Aya, what a signing he was. Emmanuel Aya, signed from Spal on transfer deadline day in the summer. What a fantastic pickup. This guy is on course to become the best centre-back in the world. He's an absolute giant, and in his debut year, 21 clean sheets in 33 games, and he got the assist, the crucial assist for Gedson Fernandez's game winner against Lazio in the derby right at the end of the season. But this guy is just a monster, and whenever we leave Roma, I'm taking Aya with me. He's an absolute bloody monster, and what a debut season he had for Roma. Alessio played almost all of our Serie A games this season and scored his first goal since returning as well in the game against Inter. He was brilliant, and of course wore the captain's armband whilst Zaniolo went down. Wan-Bissaka, biggest signing this season for, was it £62.5 million? 2 goals and an assist in 34 Serie A games with 21 clean sheets. The ideal replacement for Davide Calabria. I don't think he's going to grow any more ratings now at 27 years old, but either way, had a great season for us this year. And one to watch in the right back role, Giovanni Gallo. Grew 8 ratings this season, played 12 games for us, and I thought it was quite impressive. Now, the reason why it says he didn't pick up a single clean sheet this year is because most of his appearances came from the bench, and when a player comes off the bench, even if they don't concede a goal, it doesn't count towards the clean sheet. So it might say 12 games, 0 clean sheets, but it's not like he was letting us down at all. It's just due to the fact that the players don't get awarded with a clean sheet when they come off the bench. Sandro Tonali kept himself much fitter than last year. He ruptured his ACL at the start of the season. 5 goals and 7 assists in 28 Serie A games. Also grew a rating as well. Very good deep line playmaker. Very nice improvement. He looks absolutely superb moving forward. Another player to watch out for the future, another Sheffield United youngster, Marco Romano. Grew 5 ratings this season, now 71 rated at 19 years old. This guy, I'd say he and Giovanni Gallo are the future of Roma. He was superb in his debut year. He scored on his Champions League debut and assisted as well, and he got another assist in the game away at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea as well. 5-star skills on this kid, real talent to watch out for. Speedy Gonzalez, 3 goals and 2 assists in 35 games in total. Decent impact sub off the bench. And Gedson Fernandez, one of our most capped players this season. I think maybe our joint most capped player this season with 51 appearances. How good was this guy this year? 7 goals and 10 assists in 37 Serie A games. He was superb, and he is probably the best box-to-box midfielder I have used in this year's career mode. He was absolutely brilliant this season. Riccardo Orsolini. I said it so many times last season, when this guy went down with a broken toe towards the latter stage of the season, our year collapsed last season on the back of that injury. This year kept himself fit all throughout the campaign, and what do we see in the Serie A? Averaged an 8.10 in 37 games, got 12 goals and recorded 21 assists, the second most in the Serie A behind one Ivan Toney. Just like Aya, Toney and Ollie Shaw, when we do leave Roma, Riccardo is coming with me. He works so well with Ivan Toney. I love him. And as for Brignola as well, I got to shout this guy out. He was the king of our Champions League group stage. Played 9 Champions League games in total, 4 goals and 5 assists, and most of those came in the group stage. And in the Coppa Nazionale as well, he got 5 assists. He assisted most of our goals in the Cup this season with 5. 10 assists in 17 games, and just like last season, assists, this is what the guy's known for, getting assists. That's why I love him so much. Grew a rating as well. He loves to set players up. He likes to pass rather than score. Great player this season, but Nicolo Zaniolo, the captain, has cemented himself in Doc's folklore, just like Michael and Goo for Millwall all those years ago away at Anfield. We'll always remember Zaniolo as the title winner for his goal away at Frosinone. 12 goals in 29 games in the Serie A plus 7 assists as well. The captain elevated his game this year. When he went down with, I think it was the broken toe towards the end of January, that's when we started slipping up. That's when we started drawing. But when the captain came back, we started winning again. Zaniolo this season elevated his game and it was absolutely superb. We'll always remember the captain for that late game winner and the title winner against Frosinone. What a moment. Mr. Primed and ready, Pinamonti had, I believe, around the same goal to game ratio as last season, which is 1 in 3, and once again retained the Coppa Italia Golden Boot. He won it last year, he won it again. Mr. Primed and ready, he loves the cups. Grew 2 ratings this season, our backup striker. Didn't score a goal in 11 Serie A games, quite disappointing, but it was the cups where he made his mark, and without him we never would have won the Coppa Italia and retained it. And as for Antonino Barai, 23-year-old striker we signed from Empoli at the start of this season for I think it was £12 million. What a bargain. This guy is turning into one of the most complete forwards in world football. 6 goals in 18 Serie A games, averaging 1 in every 3 games, and most of those games were off the bench as well, and he scored twice in his debut year in Europe as well. Grew 6 ratings. All we got to do is keep on training that finishing stat, and with 99 ball control, 96 dribbling, 88 shot power, this guy will be with the best pace in the world. 1 off the best pace in the world, 99 acceleration and 98 sprint speed. He will be the most unstoppable forward in world football, and perhaps being mentored by Ivan Toney, understudy for the Shocker, who this season had his best season of the save. We've had 5.5 years with Ivan Toney. This season was his very best. He scored 39 goals in 37 Serie A games, 1 shy of the 40 he scored with Sheffield United back in season 4. But the key for Ivan Toney this season, the assists. 24 assists in 37 games for the Shocker. Never before had he even reached 10 assists in a season, I believe. This season, 24 to go along with 39 goals. His best season ever in the save. Absolutely unstoppable, the Shocker this year. And he had a direct contribution for 63 goals out of our 97 in the Serie A. 63 of the 97 goals we scored in the Serie A this year were directly contributed through Toney via either a goal or an assist. And as for Moise Kean this year, I asked him and Zaniolo both to reach double digits in the Serie A. They both did that. 10 goals in 33 for Kean in the Serie A this season, plus 7 assists as well, and some crucial goals in the Cup, including the goals against Juve in the semi-final. Without those goals, we wouldn't have made it through. Great season from Kean this year. What a season all round for Roma. And one final look at our team management screen with Roma as well, where we persisted with the 4-2-3-1 this year. I was contemplating changing it. I'm so glad I didn't. And 3 new signings made their mark in the first 11, one of which I didn't expect. Donnarumma, of course, coming in January, was always going to be our new number 1 to replace Paulo Lopez. Wan-Bissaka was always going to replace Calabria as our starting right back, but Emmanuel Aya, I would say this season he was probably our unsung hero. He was absolutely superb this year in his debut season in a Roma shirt, growing 5 ratings as well. This guy is going to be the most complete centre-back in world football in a few years' time. And trust me, whenever we leave Roma, he's coming with me. But adding squad depth was the key this year as well. Bringing in Barai, bringing in Sabelli, even though he didn't play for us this season, it was good to have a third-choice goalkeeper. We brought in Gallo and Romano from Sheffield United. We brought in some freebies in Calderon, Fares, and also the striker, Gonzalez as well. Just in general, I think the team this year got younger, it got better. It had more depth to it as well. I love what we did with the Roma team this year, and I love the way it's shaping up for the future as well as the present too. And a brief look at the manager objective screen come the end of the season, where that rating could have been so much lower how we lost the title on the final days of Frosinone. In fact, it probably would have been in the 60s, perhaps even the 50s, because youth development, we failed our objective, although it was a low priority. We did hit the brand exposure objective because it's almost impossible to fail in career mode. However, we failed our Champions League objective by quite some distance. Humiliated by Liverpool in the Champions League quarter-final, 6-3 over 2 legs, as we failed to reach the final once again. But financially, we did hit one of our objectives, which was to finish with 45 million profit at the end of the first transfer window. Now, I don't know how we did that, because mathematically we didn't, so I don't know how that works. Someone told me that it's like if you do it first, it doesn't matter what happens afterwards, it will still count, so maybe that's why. But domestically this season, winning the domestic double, that final day victory against Frosinone, I believe, saved my job. Winning the Coppa Italia, retaining it, yeah, that was nice, but we had to win the league this season, and we did, courtesy of that late victory away at Frosinone. And with nobody in our academy now, let's take one brief look at what went on around the world in world football. Nope, that's not where I want to go. Yeah, so take a look at what went on around the world. Starting with, of course, the English Premier League, where we took a look at Sheffield United towards the end of the season. Well, as you can see, Man City did win the Premier League, which is weird because I think this is just something we've seen so many times before. The league table seemed to randomise so often, because at one point Liverpool were like 7 points clear with like 6 games to go, I think it was. Yet they lost the title by 6 points. And I think it is just the game randomising league tables. It's so annoying how they can't keep it consistent. So that's just stupid. But either way, City crowned champions. Let's just go over it. Liverpool finished in 2nd place, Chelsea in 3rd, and Man United in 4th. Arsenal, Spurs, and West Ham wrapped up the Europa League places. As for the Blaze, they finished in 14th place with 39 points, and the bottom 3 were Huddersfield Town, Wolves, interestingly enough, going to the Championship, and Stoke City as well. It just makes no sense, because again, Liverpool were like 7 points clear. I don't understand that. But anyway, Championship, Brighton back to the Premier League, as are Brentford as well. I believe they were both relegated last year. And the playoffs will be competed by Bristol City, Burnley, Cardiff, and Middlesbrough as well. And as for the bottom 3 in the Championship, it was Luton, Sunderland, and Ipswich. League One, come on, Millwall. Oh, mate, are you serious? Pompey won League One. Celebrations at Fratton Park, with Charlton finishing runners-up, so the Valley can celebrate as well. Rotherham, Peterborough, Doncaster and MK Dons are in the playoffs, and Millwall finished 9th. Wow. Gary, what's going on, bro? And the bottom 3 of League One was Southend, Fleetwood Town and Stevenage. And as for League 2, Bolton were champions, Bradford in 2nd, Plymouth in 3rd, Crawley, Gillingham, Oldham and Northampton, the 4 teams below. And as for the bottom couple of teams, Carlisle United and Morecambe. So Bury not bottom of the League 2 this season. Ligue 1 was won by Paris Saint-Germain, no surprise there. Finishing 2 points clear of Monaco, winning it undefeated, as we often see in this year's career mode. The Bundesliga was also won undefeated by Bayern Munich, winning 29 of 34 games, 8 points clear of RB Leipzig. Leverkusen and Dortmund wrapping up the top 4 in Germany this season, with the bottom 3 being Augsburg, Nuremberg and Freiburg as well. Of course, you're not having in Serie A this season, but as for Serie B, Spal, despite losing Aya, they are back into the top tier, so very nice to see indeed. The Dutch League was won by PSV, winning it undefeated this season with 31 wins in 34 games. Ajax runners-up. The Portuguese League was won by Benfica, also winning it undefeated with 96 points, 31 wins in 34 games. Sporting in 2nd, Porto finished in 4th. Wow, very interesting to see that. Scottish Premier League was won by Celtic once again. I believe they've won it every single season since this save began. 3 points clear of their old firm rivals Rangers. And La Liga was won by Real Madrid, who also, surprise, surprise, won it undefeated. 34 wins in 38 games plus 4 draws as well. 5 points clear of Barcelona, 14 clear of Atletico, as Valencia wrapped up the top 4. And yeah, the bottom 3 in La Liga was Malaga, Osasuna and Sporting as well. And one more league, the Turkish league. Besiktas won it this year, 6 points clear of Fenerbahce. So I'm trying to think of what I want to show you guys next, and I genuinely can't think of anything. I don't even know what to show next, because there's nothing to show you in the academy. There's no international squad to pick, because we've already qualified for the World Cup, and that's not this season, it's next season. I don't know what else to show you, really. Maybe the player of the competition and the team of the competition. Oh, of course, the Europa League and the Champions League. Well, we can see it here. The Europa League was won by Arsenal, and it was an English duo In England, in Europe this season, Arsenal won the Europa League. Who did they beat in the Europa League final? Lyon by a 0-0, a thrilling 0-0 win for Arsenal. And Man City won the Champions League as Leroy Sané poses alongside the trophy there. And Man City beat in the final Atletico Madrid by 3-1. I believe they reached the final last season as well, and I might be wrong. But still, it's an English double then. Arsenal Europa League winners, Man City Champions League winners. And as for where's the team of the season and the player of the competition was won by. That's the Coppa Italia. I was gonna say, how could Pinamonti have won the player of the competition? Well, Tony won the Golden Boot. Goalkeeper of the tournament was Donnarumma, as we knew, but there's no team of the season. There's normally a team of the season, but there's not. How annoying is that? And the player of the competition isn't there either. What? Oh man, I wanted to see who was in the team of the season, but we can't. I'm trying to think of what else I need to show you, really. I suppose what I could do is show you the route to the Champions League final for the teams that won it. Man City in the round of 16, who of course we dumped out of the round of 16 last year, beat Real Madrid. Then in the quarters they beat Bayern Munich, they thrashed Bayern Munich. They then beat Leverkusen, and then they beat Atletico Madrid in the final. As for the Europa League, we'll see how Arsenal managed to reach the final when the game loads it for me. There we go. In the round of 32, they knocked out Anderlecht by 6 goals and over 2 legs. In the round of 16, they knocked out Dortmund 3-2. In the quarters, they beat Villarreal 3-2. In the semis, they beat Manchester United 4-2 in an all-English affair before beating Lyon by a 0-0. See, I don't really know what else there is to show you, especially in depth look at the sale. I suppose what I could do is show you my shortlist, but it's not changed really since January because I don't know what's going to happen next year. Do we go after Barry Walsh? I don't know, but to be honest, what I have been thinking as well is after the dramatic win on the final day against Frosinone. Now, I was going to keep this a surprise, but I have been thinking it might be time to leave Roma. Now, I know in Europe we failed, last season, obviously being knocked out by Bayern Munich in the semis in that heartbreaking tie. This year, humiliated by Liverpool, and I really wanted to reach Champions League final with Roma before we left, but we have won them the domestic double. We've retained the Coppa Italia that we won last season. We also won the Super Coppa if you want to include that as well. But we came to Roma with the intention of winning domestic honours. I hadn't won a single domestic honour since I joined Roma. And we came to Roma with the intention of dethroning Juve. That was our goal. It was to completely remodel this Roma team, completely rebuild it, give it an Italian core, bring in some great young talent, and knock Juventus off the throne. And we've done that. We've done all of the things we wanted to do when we joined Roma. So of course I would have liked to have reached the Champions League final at least once. However, I'm honestly not against leaving Roma at the end of this season. Unfortunately, it'll be Paris Saint-Germain. Unfortunately, there aren't any real job opportunities. The only one is Paris Saint-Germain. And I'm not against going there to the French Giants. But, they've won the Ligue 1 every single season. They won it undefeated this year. I don't really think it's necessary. And unfortunately, what I've found this season is that I have been checking the browse job section, every now and then. And it's only ever like 3 or 4 Italian sides and Paris Saint-Germain. Even if I simulate through the days. So I suppose what I could do is take a break for next season, take 4 or 5 months off and then join a club midway through the season next year. But I'm not sure if I want to do that. I don't know. Maybe if I keep on saving and reloading, I might find a different job offer. But at the moment, it's only Paris Saint-Germain outside of Italy. So, yeah, do we leave Roma on the back of winning the domestic double in dramatic fashion? Do we leave Roma and go elsewhere? I honestly don't know. Because don't get me wrong, I love this team. I love the way it's shaping up for both present and future as well. I would like to guide them to their first European final, the Champions League final with me in charge. But really, the team is so good. And the Serie A is so goddamn hard with Juve. But I'm not against saying goodbye on the back of dethroning the old lady, which is what our objective was. Rebuilding this Roma team, giving it the Italian core, and of course, filling it with great young talent as well. We've done what we planned to do. I'm not against now saying goodbye. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Whether you think we should play one more year with Roma, try and get them to the CL final, try and retain our Serie A and win the Coppa Italia, the 3P, or whether it's time to move on. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But I've got to be honest here, I'm definitely considering either going to a new club or possibly starting the season off next year and taking a mini break, if you will, in game, like 3 or 4 months, and perhaps moving elsewhere midway through Season 7. I don't know. I really don't know. But I will in today's episode. Anyway, guys, so big thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, and I hope you did enjoy today's special in-depth look at the save. If you did, then please do drop a like. It's been a crazy, dramatic Season 6. You would say the most dramatic season of the save so far, where Zaniolo's late winner saw Roma crowned champions of the Serie A. What a way to end Season 6, dethroning Juve, winning the domestic double. But the real question is, will we be in charge of Roma to begin Season 7? Have a great Friday night, guys. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode coming out tomorrow morning, the start of Season 7. Well, we might be at the Stadio Olimpico, but we might be somewhere else. Have a great night, guys. Do not miss the next episode, the start of Season 7. We'll have a quadruple upload weekend for the weekend as always. Much love, and I'll see you for the new season starting tomorrow morning very soon.